What is up? This is your UCLA in a minute, and did you know that this university was actually the southern branch of the California State Normal School when it opened in 1882 and didn't move to Westwood or take on the name UCLA until 1929? Let's get into the history. In 1881, the California State Legislature authorized the creation of a southern branch of the California State Normal School to train teachers in Los Angeles. In 1887, the branch campus became independent and changed its name to Los Angeles State Normal School. In 1914, that teaching college moved to a new campus on Vermont Avenue in East Hollywood. And finally, in 1919, California Governor William Stevens signed a bill transforming the Los Angeles Normal School into the southern branch of the University of California. But it was still a junior college up to that point, and finally in 1923, the UC Regents authorized the College of Letters and Science, and the first Bachelor of Arts degrees were awarded in 1925. They even had sports, this southern branch, and they were known as the Cubs. In 1926, the athletic teams entered the Pacific Coast Conference as the Grizzlies, but the nickname was already taken by the University of Montana, so they settled on the Bruins. So as enrollment at the Southern Branch expanded, they rapidly outgrew their space and needed new land. Now, the Regents didn't want to spend too much money, but fortunately, the Jans brothers, who owned a beautiful 25-acre plot in Westwood, were willing to sell the land for $1 million. And combined with municipal bonds that passed from the city of LA, they were able to break ground on a new campus in 1928. And by 1929, the four buildings that form the quad to this day hosted the first classes for the 5,500 undergraduate students at the newly named University of California at Los Angeles, or UCLA. In these early years of UCLA, the student body gained a radical reputation and was called the worst hotbed of communism in the United States in 1934. That same year, however, UCLA received its first major bequest, and it was one of the most generous gifts in history, the William Andrews Clark Memorial Library, which set the university on a path to academic stardom. At the end of World War II, a building boom began on the UCLA campus. In conjunction with the building boom, the medical and law schools were established, followed shortly thereafter by the Department of Theater Arts. SWAC, one of the nation's first large computers, was built at UCLA in 1950. UCLA won its first and only football championship in 1954. And in 1964, John Wooden and the UCLA basketball team won an unprecedented run of 10 basketball championships. In 1969, ARPANET, the world's first electronic computer network, was deployed on the UCLA campus. In 1981, the UCLA Medical Center made history when Professor Michael Gottlieb diagnosed an affliction later known as AIDS. As the 21st century arrived, UCLA became the most applied to school in the entire country. There's so much more to cover, but UCLA is now the #1 public university in the country. All right, LA, it's been a minute.